Hello everybody, this is Sanmitra Bhomik, and in today's lecture we are going to learn about projectile on inclined plane. This topic is found to be a little bit difficult by many of the aspirants, but I will try to explain you everything in a very simple manner, just by breaking down the concepts into fundamentals. Okay, let's begin. So as you can see, we have a projectile here which is being launched on an inclined plane. So this is the inclined plane and we are launching it with a velocity u. Now it is making the angle of projection is alpha with respect to the inclined plane. It is not with respect to the ground but with respect to the inclined plane, and the inclined plane is itself making an angle theta with respect to the horizontal. And so this will follow a path like this, a trajectory. Now we have to find out the parameters like we found in the case of normal projectile. The time of flight, we have to find out the range. So how to find out? Well, one thing we can do here is that instead of taking the horizontal axis as x-axis and the vertical axis as y-axis, instead of doing this, what we can do is that we can take the axis parallel to the inclined plane, the plane of the inclined plane as the x-axis, and the axis perpendicular to the plane of the inclined plane that we can take as y-axis. Now our problem will be much simpler. Okay, so let's see now. Here what I have done is that I have taken this axis as x-axis and this one as y-axis. Here this u, that is the initial velocity, we can resolve it into two components, one along the x-axis, other along the y-axis. Along the x-axis it will be ux, along the y-axis it will be uy. Similarly, we have g here. G we are resolving it here in g sine theta, that is in the x direction, although in the minus x direction, and perpendicular to the inclined plane, that is g cos theta. So we are just resolving u and g in different components in terms of x and y component. Now we have written here ux is equal to u cos alpha, uy is equal to u sin alpha. Ux, as we know, it is making u with respect to alpha, so this is ux and this is uy. Definitely this will be u cos alpha. Ux is u cos alpha and uy is this one, uy is u sin alpha. Okay, and let's see about acceleration, that is g. G is downward always. Now this g we will be resolving into two components, one along the x-axis, actually the negative x-axis, because x-axis is towards this side, so it will be towards minus x. This will be g sine theta, this will be g sine theta, and this will be our g cos theta. See, x-axis, again y-axis is upwards in this direction and this is x-axis, so since it is in the negative y direction, then that is why I can say it as g cos theta. Okay, now we need only this much formulae to proceed. Now analysis of x component. So see here very carefully. We have just done what we did in the case of normal projectile only. We did not do anything special here. See, Vx is equal to Ux plus Axt. Okay. So what is Ux? Ux is u cos alpha. And what is Ax? Since there is an acceleration in the negative x direction, so I am writing here minus g sin theta. In case of normal projectile, from the ground it is being projected. In the earlier case, the x component of the velocity always remain constant. But in this case, it is not true, as there is an acceleration, or rather a retardation in the x component. In the x direction there is a retardation, so this x component of the velocity will be variable and not constant. Now displacement in x direction. This is also very simple, as x is equal to uxt plus half ax into t square. This is just the equation what we had learned. We are just putting, for ux we are putting u cos alpha, for ax we are putting g sin theta, minus g sin theta. So this equation we will be using later. Now for the in the y component, if we analyze, here Vy is equal to uy plus at. That is the simple equation of motion for constant acceleration. Now what is uy? Uy is the y component of the initial velocity, that is u sin alpha, as we found earlier. And here it is ay. Ay is the y component of the acceleration, that is minus g cos theta. Why minus g cos theta? Because it is in the negative y direction. Now displacement in the y direction. Displacement in the y direction, we can find it out as y is equal to uy t plus half ay t square. Simple 1D motion equation for constant acceleration. Now for uy I have replaced u sin alpha, and for ay I have replaced minus g cos theta, and so I am getting this equation y is equal to u sin alpha t minus half g cos theta into t square. We will make use of this later. So this much part is same as the projectile that was being projected or launched from the ground, except that part that Vx is not constant but it is decreasing with time because of a deacceleration, that is minus g sin theta. Now we have to find out the time of flight. In case of normal projectile projected from the ground, time of flight is the time it remains, the definition is same, it remains in the air, that means it remains in flight, but it was y is equal to 0. The time it remains above y is equal to 0. Okay, here also it is same, only the thing is that this y-axis is not this line. Y-axis now corresponds to the line along the plane of the inclined plane. So this is the y-axis, and this is the line perpendicular to the plane of the inclined plane. So I can say this is the y-axis and this is the x-axis. Now this is the x-axis and this is the y-axis. Okay. Now see, I have written here y is equal to 0. As you can see, I have written here y is equal to 0, and so y is equal to u sin alpha into t minus half g cos theta into t square. The same thing, I have taken out t common, so u sin alpha into half sine alpha minus half g cos theta t is equal to 0. So t is equal to 0 is one root, and t is equal to 2u sine alpha by g cos theta is another root. So total time of flight, that will be this one minus this one. So it will start at time t is equal to 0, and it will again fall back on the inclined plane at time 2u sine alpha by g cos theta. So just subtracting both of them, it will be 2u sine alpha by g cos theta, that is 2uy by gy. That means 2 into y component of the initial velocity by y component of the acceleration. So this formula is important for time of flight. It is the same thing we are doing in case of the projectile which is being projected from a plain ground, flat ground. The process is same. So if you follow the process, you can easily arrive at the result. So this is not difficult at all. Now we have to find out the range of the flight. So what is the range of the flight? The displacement along the x direction, along the x axis during its time of flight. So I can say this is the range. This is the range. Now, how to find out the range? What we did in the previous case, that is in case of the projectile which was being launched in the ground, it was very simple, that we calculated the displacement in the x direction in a complete time of flight. During the time of flight, how much distance or displacement it is, what is the distance it is traversing in the x direction. Here also we'll do the same, as x axis is along the inclined plane. So method 1, first method is that only what we'll do. We'll find out the net displacement along the x axis over a complete time of flight. So we know x is equal to u cos alpha into t minus half g sin theta into t square. This half g sin theta into t square, this comes in case of inclined plane only. In case of flat ground, if we take the x-axis along the horizontal, then this term will not come. And at time t is equal to capital T, that is time of flight, that is 2u sin alpha by g cos theta, as we found earlier. Now at t is equal to t, we can say x is equal to r, that is range. So we are just putting, see x is equal to u cos alpha into t minus half g sin theta into t square. T value we are putting as capital T, that is 2u sin alpha by g cos theta, and we are getting this u cos alpha. This is the t, this is the t, and this is t square. Now it is simple, I guess. So 2u sin alpha into cos alpha, so I am clubbing them together. I am clubbing these two together, sin alpha into cos alpha, 2u square and g cos theta, and here I am just evaluating the square. So 4u square sin square alpha by g cos square alpha. After simplifying, this is denominator, there is g cos theta, and denominator g cos square theta, and here is 2u square sin theta sin square alpha. Now let's take the LCM. After taking the LCM, it will be g cos square theta in the denominator, as I have written here, g cos square theta in the denominator, and cos theta, one term will be multiplied here, and this will be same. So I can take out common 2u square, this is common. I can take out sin alpha, I can take out 1 sin alpha from here. So I am taking out 2u square sin alpha and denominator g cos square theta. So it will be cos alpha cos theta from here and sin alpha sin theta from here. So cos alpha cos theta minus sin alpha sin theta, from basic trigonometry we can say cos of alpha plus theta. So range R is 2u square sine alpha by g cos square theta cos of alpha plus theta. So we have followed the same method, exactly the same method, and although the calculation is a little bit long, but we have arrived at the same result. And this result is, see, you don't need to memorize this result. It is advisable that you arrive at this result from the fundamentals. In the examination, definitely the values will be given, like cos alpha, then cos alpha, theta, u. So for example, what I want to say is that from this equation, x is equal to u cos alpha t minus half g sin theta t square, if you put this u cos alpha, then half g sin theta, all these values, then you try to calculate time period t, and then you find out the range. You don't need to remember this formula and plug in the value. Okay, now you just know the method. Now the next method, this method you will not find in many books, but this is a very unique method of finding out the range, and this method is appreciated in many of the subjective examinations if you do by this. See, here we have launched the projectile. The path of the projectile on the plain ground would have been like this, and here let me tell you, I have taken x-axis as the normal horizontal and y-axis as the normal vertical, just like we do, not the thing what we did in the from the beginning, what we are doing here, not along the plane, but just the horizontal we are taking as x and the vertical we are taking as y. I'll tell you why I suddenly shifted back to the normal. This is the projectile, but in the path of the projectile I am putting an inclined plane which is intercepting the path of the projectile. Now this is the point where both are meeting. If I can say, the equation of trajectory of the of the projectile is f1x, y is equal to f1x, and the equation of this line is, let's say, y is equal to tan theta into x. Tan theta is the slope, y is equal to tan theta into x. So y is equal to tan theta into x and y is equal to f1 into x. If we solve these two equations, definitely we can get this point. Let's say this point is P. So we can get this x. And from basic trigonometry, we can find this range. Exactly this is what we are going to do. So equation of projectile with respect to y and x axis as shown. I told you y and x axis are normal here. Y is equal to x tan of alpha plus theta minus half gx square by u square cos square alpha plus theta. Just see here, the angle of projection with respect to x axis is this full alpha plus theta. This is not alpha, or this is not just alpha, this is alpha plus theta, because I am taking the x axis as the horizontal. Now, so this is y is equal to x tan alpha plus theta minus half into gx square by u square cos square alpha plus theta. Now equation of the line along the plane, that is y is equal to tan theta into x. It is just a line and it is making an angle theta with the x axis. It is a plane, but I am considering the line that is lying on the plane. Along equation of line along the plane. I hope this much is clear. Now we have to find the intersecting point of both curves. First one is a curve and second one is a line. So both the equation we will just equate. Like y is equal to tan theta into x and the trajectory equation. We are just equating both the equations. Like now what we are getting, this x is equal to 0 is 1, because here x will come out common and here there is x. So x is equal to 0 is a root, both sides will give 0. And if we solve this x minus x, I am just taking tan theta on this side, this minus x will be tan theta minus tan theta plus alpha by g into 2u square, see the bottom part, this bottom part, 2u square cos square alpha plus theta. Okay, now there will be a little bit longer mathematics, like longer steps it will follow. See here, 2u square by g tan alpha plus theta cos square alpha plus theta tan theta cos square alpha plus theta. 2u square by g cos alpha plus theta we can take common, and here tan alpha plus theta and 1 cos alpha plus theta, that will give sin alpha plus theta, and here it is tan theta and cos alpha plus theta. This tan theta part I can write as sin theta plus cos theta. Then we can take LCM. There was no cos theta, so sin theta sin alpha plus theta into cos theta plus cos alpha plus theta into sin theta, and here it is 2u square by g cos square alpha plus theta. Now this part is actually sine of alpha plus theta minus theta. This is sine of a minus b, sine of alpha plus theta minus theta. So theta and theta will cancel, so we will be getting here 2u square cos alpha plus theta into sin alpha by g cos theta. This is what I am getting as x. This is x. But wait, this is not the range. You know why this is not the range? Because I have just got this part. I have not got the range. Range is actually this part, but I have got this. So how will we find out? So it is very easy. This is very easy actually. I have found, I know this, but I need to find this. So this is a right angle triangle. So x by r is equal to cos theta. X by r is equal to cos theta, and r is equal to x by cos theta. So just divide by cos theta, 2u square cos alpha plus theta into sin alpha divided by g cos square theta. So this is the formula of the range of a projectile on an inclined plane. Just see, this formula is same as that we have calculated it from the previous method or not. Let's go back. 2u square sin alpha cos alpha plus theta by g cos square theta. So this is the same. Both the methods are lengthy, but this is the same way, two different ways to represent the same formula, and both are very important. So what all formula do you need to remember? First of all, I will advise you personally to remember only one formula, or not to remember the formula, but to derive them. But to derive the formula using the data given. Like it is not possible to remember so many formulae. Just see this one. It is very easy. Time of flight, that is 2uy by gy. And in case of normal projectile, what it was? 2u sin theta divided by g. There was no horizontal component of acceleration. The full acceleration was, the total acceleration was in the vertical direction only, downward. So it was 2u sin theta. U sin theta is uy by g. Same thing. Now, what about the range? Range is a little bit critical because the range is limited by the deacceleration in the horizontal direction. That is ax. That is g cos theta. G sin theta. I will advise you. You can remember this formula for range. That is 2u square cos alpha plus theta sin alpha by g cos square theta, where alpha is the angle of projection with respect to the plane. In a few books, you will find the formula where angle of projection alpha, that this is the inclined plane, say, and this is the this is the projectile, this full thing will be given as alpha. This full thing will be given as alpha. But that is not the case here. That is not the case here. I have given this formula as this much. Only with respect to the plane, the angle of projection is alpha. And this is theta. So here you need to be careful. And theta is the angle of inclined plane. So I am telling you once again, do not get puzzled by looking at the formula. So big formula, such a big formula for range. Just do not remember the formula, just try to derive them from the basic formulae. That will be easier when you will be given the numbers. You will plug in the numbers in the equation only, and then you will find the value. I will solve some problems in the next video to make this thing more clear. So thank you everybody, and please like this video and subscribe our channel, and please share the video with your friends if you like it. Thank you.